You're listening to CFRN, a community of believers who trade for a living. To learn more about who we are, what we do, and how we do it, call toll-free 1-866-928-3310, and we'll send you out a no-obligation information kit absolutely free. 866-928-3310. The CFRN Emini Futures Cast is now on Stitcher. Listen to us on your iPhone, Android phones, BlackBerry, and WebOS phones. Stitcher is smart radio for your phone. Find it in your app store or at Stitcher.com. Stitcher Smart Radio, the smarter way to listen to radio.
Are you ready, Steve? Andy? Yeah! Bert? Well, all right, fellas. Let's go!
You're listening to CFRN, the Christian Financial Radio Network.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download at www.audibletrial.com/CFRN. Over 85,000 titles. Choose from mystery, romance, religion, science, technology, business, New York Times bestsellers, even children's books. You name it, Audible has it. With 85,000 titles to choose from, you're sure to find the perfect audiobook for yourself or to give as a gift, and it's absolutely free. Just point your browser to audibletrial.com/CFRN. That's audibletrial.com/CFRN. And become a part of the audiobook revolution by downloading your free audiobook today. audibletrial.com/CFRN.
Hey, trader, want to get rich quick? Well, good luck with that. If, on the other hand, you actually want to learn how to trade, the place to be is www.cfrn.net. Tune in Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern for our daily devotional, and then spend the next 3 hours learning how it's done from professional traders who actually trade for a living. That's www.cfrn.net. Every trading day from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern. CFRN, a community of believers who trade for a living.
Good afternoon, traders, and welcome back to the CFRN Emini Futures Cast. This is the daily broadcast of Indeterminate Length, where we discuss all things Emini, along with some really big ideas on the finer points of trading gold, bonds, crude, sugar, the euro, and even T-bills. Joining us today from our studios in Boston, Mr. Michael Bork. From our trading desk in Chicago, Mr. Burton Schlichter. Now, to get things started, let's go to our host and founder in Studio A, overlooking South Mountain, America's largest city park. Here's Dwayne.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back. Today is Thursday, the unofficial first day of the CFRN Trade Across America Summer Tour. How do we make this happen? I'll tell you exactly how we make it happen. You go to Twitter. You go to @DanielsTrading, @DanielsTrading, and you post the hashtag CFRN Trade Across America Summer Tour. Why? Because we desire that they, our good friends at Daniels Trading, sponsor our deluxe motor coach that's going to take us from Half Moon Bay, California, down to LA, where we pick up Route 66, sprint across America. No, there's no sprinting. This is going to be a slow road. And we get to Chicago. We're going to hang out at Bert's place for a couple of days. Then he's going to draw us a map on a cocktail napkin, because my Route 66 kind of peters out there in Chicago, Chi-Town as they call it. And we're going to hook down and we're heading to North Carolina. Now, our ultimate destination is Emerald Isle, first, we got to go from Bert's pad to Michael's front porch, pick him up, and his lady friend, if she wants to come. I'm sure she probably will, because who wouldn't want to be on such an epic adventure? And then from Michael's front porch on the way to Emerald Isle, we're taking it from the Pacific to the Atlantic. We're just going to fly the thing back, but if Daniels will agree to it. Now, a couple stops in North Carolina. We need to go to Dawson's Creek. We need to go to Mount Pilot, and it just wouldn't be North Carolina if we didn't stop in and say hi to the folks in Mayberry. Maybe I'll even get a haircut. What do you know? Welcome to the show. It is Thursday, and it is the 31st day of May 2018. So glad you've chosen to join us today. It will be interesting, informative, entertaining, and well, it's certainly worth the price of admission. So thanks for showing up. If you can't see the chart I have up, that's a bummer. Go to our homepage at CFRN.net. On the right-hand side of the page, click that big microphone, follow the instructions, and you'll be registered all the way through the end of the show. Tomorrow's a big day, first of the month. Everybody's got to register tomorrow, okay? Except for the YouTubers, because they just go to youtube.com/CFRN/live during the live show, and they catch the stream there. And the YouTubers will be very glad to know, and all those who watch, I guess, after the fact. I think that's how that works. Yeah. I solved the unsolvable dilemma with the charts and the monitors and the whatnot. Yep. I had to make the big guy my primary monitor. Not an easy choice to make, let me tell you, but I went ahead and did it for you, because you matter, right? And so those who have been unable to see Michael's charts during the recap of late, that all changes today. Yeah, I know we got a lot going on, a lot to do. We got to get that bus wrapped with our sponsor's logo and name and all that jazz. But first, you need to go to @DanielsTrading and post that hashtag CFRN Trade Across America Summer Tour. If enough people post it, they will sponsor our deluxe motor coach. Hit them up on Facebook too. They will sponsor our deluxe motor coach, and we'll hit the road. Now it will be the Reeves and 4 of CFRN's top traders. Trade Across America will broadcast live via satellite 4 hours a day. You'll see every trade, every mile, and every beautiful smile that we meet along the way. And we'll be stopping off in every small burg along the way that's big enough to support a local television station and a local news report. That's right. We'll be warm and fuzzy all across America. CFRN and Daniels Trading will become pearls on the lips of newscasters in small town USA. So we invite you to join us. You can caravan. You're probably not going to be one of the 4, but you can follow along if you want. Just meet us in Half Moon Bay weekend of July 4th. All right? Very good. If you're returning, welcome back. If you're here for the first time, a special welcome to you. Let us go take a look at these numbers around the world real quick here and see where everybody stands. I think I broke my mouse today. When I try to scroll down, it gets all weird. I've never seen that. It's disturbing. All right, ready? These are cash markets, not the futures. We'll get to those in a moment. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is currently down 208 points, almost 1%. NASDAQ marching to the beat of a different drummer, up 9 points in the face of this sea of red. S&P 500 is down 9 points, and the Russell 2000 is down almost 5. Only mover and shaker in the bunch is the Dow, leading us to the downside. Boy, I think John said something about that yesterday. That would not be good. It's almost a 1% loss for the Dow on the day, but we've seen late day rallies, and we see where our support is, and yes, those are this week's weekly trading zones. The very ones that our partners get each and every Monday, non-holiday Mondays, at 6:15 a.m. Eastern. Crude oil is down $1.02. Well, that'll save Daniel some money right there if gas is cheaper at the pump. Now, that's a loss of 1.5%. So be sure and let them know that's a savings of 1.5% potentially for them as it trickles down to the pump. Last trade on crude, 67.19. Gold, gold, down 80 cents, trading 1305.70 last. And in the Asian markets, I really did break the mouse. How do you break a mouse? I didn't throw it, I didn't drop it, I didn't step on it. All right. The Nikkei added 183 points by the close, up almost 1%. Shanghai was up almost 2%, adding 56 points. And the Hang Seng up 1.25%, adding 411 points at the the bell. All right. In the European markets, the FTSE closed down 11. The DAX was down 178. That's 1.5% on the DAX. And the CAC closed out with a modest loss, 28 points, a little over half of 1%. So, green in Asia, red in Europe, and here at home, we're red with the exception of the NASDAQ. Now, as you can see, well, you can see, right? Okay. So that's the S&P. Dow leading to the downside. Russell tagging along. The NQ. Now, we caught this with the tweet, and we'll check on the trade alerts in a moment, in a bit. This spike here, very interesting. Maybe there was some news. Maybe something happened. Did it coincide with the crude? So we get a crude spike. Well, they didn't happen at the same time. These are 30-minute candles. So the NQ spiked in the last 30-minute period. That's when the London markets closed. Now, crude, it actually did its spike at 11 a.m. Eastern. Okay. All right. Well, maybe somebody in the audience, or maybe John, or maybe somehow we'll figure out what happened. Hey, how about that Brisbane International Airport? The very first official international crypto-friendly airport. Yeah, doesn't mean a lot to me either because I don't get to Brisbane often, although I have been to Australia. Yeah, I did Perth, Sydney, and Fremantle, courtesy of the U.S. Navy. Individuals traveling to Brisbane or the southeast Queensland area in Australia can now spend various cryptocurrencies at the Brisbane International Airport. The airport is the third busiest airstrip in the country, and every merchant there, oh, they just need one central, yeah, okay, I know how they did that. The airport is the third busiest airstrip in the country, and every merchant accepts digital currencies. Cryptocurrency acceptance is due to Brisbane Airport Corporation's partnership with the Australian payment provider Travel by Bit. That's a little bit of a clever name. Travel, it's all one word, Travel, B-Y-B-I-T. Travel by, you get it. On May 29th, the YouTube channel Nuggets News Australia visited the Brisbane airport when the new system was implemented. The host of the video, Alex, detailed that Brisbane is the first international airport in the world that's entirely 100% crypto friendly. Caleb, the CEO of Travel by Bit, explains that people can visit the company's website to see live transactions. Get out of here. You cannot. That's not true, is it? You think? All right, let's find out. Let's see what Caleb's trying to pull over on us here. All right. Okay. Hey, there's a new model of Chrome out, the latest and greatest, so they say. All right, so we're just going to type in travel by bit. And there we go. Opening up Australia to digital currency tourism. See, I told you. Okay, now how do we see these live transactions? That's what we want to see. You see my mouse? That's not normal. Become a merchant, learn more about us. Okay, how do we? It just says visit the company's website to see live transactions. We got travelers from all over the world testing it out, and I think the merchants are really excited. They have been telling us they've been getting a lot of interaction from the different visitors, and that's created a bit of a buzz, Caleb said. Blockchain technology has the ability to make transactions in global commerce a lot more efficient and a lot more transparent. The representative from BAC explained that it is important for the company to give passengers choice when traveling to the airport. The BAC executive detailed that the partnership with Travel by Bit helps their retailers maintain relevance and resilience against the threat of online shopping. I listened to a podcast the other day about the person who created the first duty-free store. You okay, buddy?
Oh yeah,
I'm
sorry.
You need help getting up, or have you fallen? Can you get up? I'm teasing.
I'm actually, and you know what's funny is I'm actually putting electrical tape on my mic right now.
Whoa, that's dangerous. What happened?
It's weakening at one point, and I'm just taping it up.
Now,
but I have another one.
What kind of mic do you use? Are we talking a headset mic? Are you talking about the mic on your headset?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I don't know if you heard the good news, but the Brisbane International Airport is now the first all crypto. Well, it's not all crypto, but all merchants there except crypto. And anyway, I was listening to a podcast the other day, which was about the guy who first came up with the idea for a duty-free store. It was so wildly successful that airports around the world, countries around the world, adopted the idea. He charged them nothing. He just made money off his own little shop. And it's amazing how much money flows. It's like some kind of magnet. Tourists feel like they gotta go to the duty-free store, when in fact the only thing that the producers of this podcast could find that was substantially cheaper was tobacco. In many cases, you actually paid more for the alcohol in the duty-free shop than if you stopped at a store, just outside the airport. What do you know? So they're very excited over there at the Brisbane International Airport, as anyone would be. Now, if any of you sail the 7 seas, as I did, well, not all 7, but courtesy of the United States Navy, and you were a Westpac sailor, you might have been to the Philippines. And if you've been to the Philippines, you might have seen some things you can't forget. It's a wonderful place. I really wanted to stay there. But unfortunately, the military police finally found me after 3 months, and they made me come home. So, great place. But to hear that this is happening, it's pretty... the Philippines... Let me just spit it out. The Philippines crypto wallet has now reached 5 million users. Averaging more than 1 million onboardings per year, Philippines Coins.ph announced it reached a whopping 5 million users this week for its mobile payments application and hot crypto wallet. Not content with merely adding numbers for their own sake, the company also revealed it would add 2 new popular coins, Bitcoin Cash and Ether, ETH. Now, one thing about the Philippines, the people there, they're warm, they're friendly. Oh, and there was this anomaly that happened back, when I was 19 and hit the Philippines, about, I guess, 19 years earlier, there had been some anomaly in the birth rate, and they had nothing but girls. I mean, it was rare to have a son. Was it in the water? Was it in the air? I don't think anybody really knows, but oh my goodness, it was a great place. Unfortunately, for American sailors, it was nice that the U.S. dollar had so much buying power. But the Philippine peso, it was. Everyone came to the Navy town, Subic Bay, Longapo, to work and send money back home to the islands to the family, because it was pretty poverty stricken. And I was really surprised when they told the U.S. bases that their lease was up and they had to close down, because it was those American dollars that seemed to keep the country alive. But apparently they got other stuff going on right now, besides all those shoes in Amilda's closet. The Philippine Coins.ph founder Ron Hose says, "We are excited and proud to provide 5 million customers with access to financial services. Our focus on creating financial inclusion to all Filipinos has propelled our growth to date. Many of the Southeast Asian archipelago's inhabitants struggle with inadequate economic opportunities and poor financial services. Nearly half of the Philippines is living on close to $2 a day, and its central bank, can't say that, estimated early last year that 86% of Philippine citizens are unbanked." Oh, where have you heard that before? How about ChristianTraders.com? There's a whole dissertation there on our plans to change the world, one bit at a time. 86% are unbanked. Now, why would somebody be unbanked? Well, 2 reasons. One, you don't have the proper identification, and probably more importantly, but equally as noteworthy, is they don't have the minimum deposit to open an account, and if they did, there's a danger that they would not be able to maintain that balance. So, hence, no bank account. Now, we all complain about the banks. They don't pay any interest. They don't give away toasters anymore. They charge you to keep your money. But what would your life be like if you were unbanked? Yeah? Okay. Now, the 2 factors that we just discussed might be features rather than bugs when it comes to cryptocurrency adoption. Indeed, for relatively smooth economies in the West, money is already digitized for all intents and purposes. Crypto adoption, as a result, in the West has been a bit of a struggle. The immediate argument gets lost in money that works and works well. For Filipinos to become one's own bank, in effect, relying less on financial legacy, permission, and trust, a peer-to-peer currency out of view of its notoriously corrupt government. Everybody hated Marcos when I was there. Oh, with such passion. Seems to be proving very attractive for the folks running Coins.ph. Ron Hose, again, the CEO, "Millions of our customers have already used Coin.ph's web and mobile apps to access a wide array of financial services, including buying, paying bills, and topping up their Beep card, and purchasing digital currencies, all without needing a bank account. 5 million users have come on in only 4 years. It was founded by Runar Peterson and Mr. Hose, both Silicon Valley veterans. Their services are a way for Filipinos to become banked, a potential market of over 300,000 people. In the past 2 years, it has raised a total of $10 million in venture capital funding, indicating investors believe the company is onto something." Well, by golly, they are. And the same thing's happening in Africa. It's a big world. In such a small village at the same time. All right, well, we're going to spread the good news all across America this year. If you'll help us, just go to twitter.com/Daniels Trading and post our hashtag, right? Go there every day, post that hashtag. Pretty soon, they will agree, I'm sure, to sponsor our deluxe motor coach, which will be departing from Half Moon Bay on the 4th of July weekend, headed for Route 66 across America, stop in Chicago, thanks to good folks at Daniels. Spend a couple days at Bert's Pad, and then head for Michael's front porch in North Carolina. Once we scoop him and his lady friend up, we then head to Emerald Isle, but first we stop at Dawson's Creek, Mount Pilot, and Mayberry. Only 4 traders can come on the bus, but you're welcome to caravan and follow in your car. All right? Fantastic. Ready for a recap, Michael?
I am ready.
Ready.
I am ready.
Ready to get busy. Okay, I fixed the, well, at least I think I fixed it. I made this the primary monitor.
Okay.
So you see how the little doohickeys over here, and it used to be on the little guy, which I really liked much better. That had great feng shui. This, not crazy about it, but I'm going to have to live with it for the good folks on YouTube. Yeah. So. All right.
All right.
You ready to roll?
Yeah.
Take it away, buddy.
Here we go. Here we go.
I'm going to mute out, see a man about a Keurig, and I'll be right back.
Okay. All right. Could you please say the times? Me, Bart? I'm going to show you everything right now. Okay. All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Today is Thursday, the 31st day of May, 2018. This is CFRN Community Workshop. I'm sorry, Community Workshop. Sorry. Community Workshop is tonight. The Community Workshop is tonight. That's what I meant to tell you. 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll be doing the Community Workshop tonight. Okay. For those of you who have not taken the free trial, to take the free trial, you need to go here to the homepage at CFRN.net. And up at the top, it says sign up for the CFRN Live Trading Room, 100% free trial. User indicators, learn our strategy. Click here. When you click there, you'll be brought to this page. On this page, all we ask for is your email, your first name, and how you found us. Hit the submit button. Once you hit the submit button, then you'll be sent a confirmation link. You must click on the confirmation link. Okay, if you don't click that confirmation link, well, then you're not going to get a free trial. Okay, if you don't click the confirmation link, you're not going to get a free trial. All right, simple as that. We don't know until you click that confirmation link that you actually took the trial. All right. Yeah, and also tomorrow, everyone, if you want to get in this session tomorrow, everyone is going to have to go here to the big microphone. Click on the big microphone, then down here where it says Watch Live Now, click on that. And fill out this little form. Okay. And once you do that, you'll be sent a link for the whole month, every business day for the month of June. Okay. But you can see Thursday, May 31st is the last one that you have going right here. Okay. Thursday, May 31st is the last one you have going here. All right. Spreadsheet. Okay. If you're going to read the spreadsheet, you're going to read all the CFTC risk disclosures down at the bottom. Today was, as I said, is the 31st day of May, 2018. We made 15 ticks in crude. We made 2 ticks in gold and 4 ticks in ES. That put us plus 220 on the morning. Okay. Today it took 76 minutes and 4 trades to get to the goal for the day. At that point, we're up $100 a contract. And we took a total of 7 trades. On the month now, we're at 3,248. That's over 21 days, averaging $154 per day. On the year, we're at $16,900. That's over 100 days. We're at our 100th day this year. Our 100th business day. Well, our 100th trading day. I did have to take a day off for court. And we're averaging $169 per day. Okay. All right. And the court was for custody of my son. All right, so on the gold, we had an opportunity right here. It looks like in here, the cycle was going down too steep. That's why we weren't taking these two legs right here. Okay, but then it didn't go down too steep, and we did jump in right here, and we're going to break even on it. Then gold got really sideways. Made a little leg up to take out anybody who was thinking it was going to go long. And it came back down. And it's been going down ever since. Well, it's been consolidating here for the last half hour. Or almost hour. Yeah, it's 12:35. So we had a shorting opportunity right here on the gold. We got 2 ticks profit on that. All right. And that's it. And that's it. Okay. On the euro, we didn't do a single thing with the euro, but we missed a bunch. We missed one there. We missed one there. Looks like I missed one there. And there. It got choppy, but it looks like I missed one there. And the cycle was going down too steep. Then this is when the crude inventories came out right here. The euro took a big dive. It made it all back up during the break, and then it gave it all back. So during the break, there was a long opportunity here, a long opportunity there, a long opportunity. Oops, nope, sorry. Cycle was going down too steep right there. No long opportunity there. In here, there was a 2 shorting opportunities. Okay, and that was it on the euro. Sorry, I did not state the times. This one here was at 10:03, and this one here was at 11:13. Okay, on the gold. Right, and note that we rolled to the Q contract on the gold. Okay. So on crude, oops, you know what? We took one more trade than I had listed, so let me fix that in the spreadsheet. Okay. We want that spreadsheet to be as accurate as possible. All right, so on the crude, first trade opportunity here was a short. That was at 9:36. Picked up 3 ticks on that. The next opportunity was here, but we missed it. The next one was over here, and that was at 10:16. We picked up 2 more ticks to put us at +5. Next one was here, and the next one was here, and we missed both of those. We had a break even on this one. And this short right here at 11:07, we picked up another 4 ticks to put us at +9. And then this short right here at 11:16, we picked up 6 ticks to put us at +15. Okay, then during the break, let's see, we had a bounce off the BBC right there. We had a short right there. That would have been a close below the trend line, but that was during the break for that big leg down right there. That did not put in a lower swing. Okay, and that was it during the break on the crude. The ES, as you can see, the ES is right on top of a weekly trading zone right now. And it was in and around zones most of the morning. See, it was really, really choppy in here. Really choppy. And then there was a bounce off the BBC for a long right here that went 4 ticks into profit. I missed it. There was a short right here. If I'd realized it was a zone right down below, I probably wouldn't have taken it, but I did, and I got 4 ticks profit. Then once we got through the zone, I had a break-even trade right there. Let's see. And that was it. That was it for the ES today. Okay. Now, again, if you're going to read the spreadsheet, you can read all the CFTC risk disclosures down at the bottom. Today is the 31st day of May, 2018. I need 15 ticks on crude, 2 ticks on gold, and 4 ticks on the ES to get us to +220 on the morning session. Okay. Let's see. Okay, John, I see we're in here. So on the month now, we're at 3,248. That's over 21 days, averaging 154 per day. On the year, we're at 16,900. That's over 100 trading days, averaging 169 per day. Nice even numbers down there, huh? Okay, now, if you have not taken a free trial with us, go to the home page here at CFRN.net, and right up here at the top, it says sign up for the CFRN live training room, 100% free trial, user indicators, learn our strategy. Click here. When you click there, you'll be brought to this page. On this page, all we ask for is your email, your first name, how you found us. Hit the submit button, and you'll be sent the confirmation link. You must click on the confirmation link. Okay? If you don't click the confirmation link, we don't know that you took the trial. All right? All right. And with that, I can pass it back out to fabulous Phoenix, Arizona, overlooking Studio A, overlooking South Mountain, America's largest city park.
And don't be a victim of that phishing scam that's going on. That's PH phishing.
Okay.
If someone contacts you via the email and tells you that they are representative of the CFRN and they're collecting for your viewing of the Twitter feed and the enormous sums of cash and valuable prizes that you've walked away with, don't you believe them, because the CFRN employee will never ask you for money unless you're buying something. And then we have to, because it's kind of the law. I got a problem, Michael.
Okay.
Well, I had a lot of problems, but anyway, I drugged the chat box over, and it maintained the resolution of the big screen. So I've got like this huge cartoon
Big giant
box.
chat box.
Yeah, on my little desktop monitor, and I've tried resizing. I've tried I don't know what to do.
Well, log off of GoToWebinar and log back on.
Well, that seems like a lot. I wonder, I couldn't drag this rascal. Now that you're done, maybe I can drag this back over here in live.
Well, click on the chat box and hit escape.
Click on the chat box, hit escape. Okay, and yeah, that didn't
do anything.
Yeah, I thought
Okay.
I could drag this guy around. No. All right. Well, guys, I'll try to keep up with the questions in my little cartoon box. This is crazy. All right. Did you say John's already here?
Yeah.
I better take these screens back. So, there. Well, how about that tweeter, huh? You like that? Thank you very much.
You have some good tweeters there again.
Oh, sure we did. You better believe it. It was
Awesome.
stunning.
Do you want me to unmute John?
Please.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll chat with him on the radio. Oh, recap of the recap.
Today it took 76 minutes and 4 trades to get to the goal for the day.
You were trying to make it look like work. You were asking.
Yesterday it took 75 minutes.
Okay.
But yesterday, when we closed out that trade yesterday, we're more than double what we were today.
Don't mention anything about that jack of all trades thing.
A jack of all trades.
Yeah. We're gonna introduce the public to Jack 4th of July weekend, Half Moon Bay. As we get on our Daniels Trading sponsored deluxe motor coach headed to Yo House via Route 66. So be ready.
66.
Yeah, it'll take us to Chicago, Chi-Town, stay at Bert's Pad a couple nights, and then we'll shake some hands, kiss some babies over at the Daniels Trading, thank them for the deluxe motor coach, and they'll come pick you and your lady friend up, and we're going to go first to Dawson's Creek, then Mount Pilot, then Mayberry, then Emerald Isle, NC.
Dawson's Creek. I've been to Emerald Isle.
I cried when they took that show off the air. I grew up with those kids. Well, no.
Dawson's Creek.
My
Lawson's
second-
Creek is where our house is.
Well, do you remember the TV show on the CW?
Yeah.
Except back then, I think it was the
do
CB
remember.
or the B. Yeah, something. It was different. It wasn't. That was a great show. Now that little Joey Potter, you'd have never thought she'd grow up and marry that science man, that science actor from California. What's his name? Short fella. But you can't tell in the movies. I think he has lifts. What's his name? Top Gun. What's his name?
Oh, Tom Cruise?
Tom Cruise. Yeah, Joey Potter married Tom Cruise. He got her into the
Scientology.
Yep, you said it. And she didn't like it. She said, I'm uncomfortable with these people following me into the bathroom. And so she grabbed up her kid, Savannah or something, very interesting name, and she split. She left Tom. Now, Tom and Saturday
Nicole
Night
Kidman.
Fever, John Travolta, they're like the two
yeah.
biggest in the whole thing.
In Scientology.
Yeah, and I love the girl that walked out. She's got that. She's trying to make a go of a show that exposes the Scientology. She was married to Doug Heffernan. Remember the guy who drove the UPS truck?
Oh yeah, yeah.
What was the name of that show?
It wasn't UPS. It was
Yeah.
some other thing.
King,
IPS.
King of Queens.
IPS, I think.
King of Queens. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've got every punchline to every episode memorized. I watched that show too much. It was good. I don't know what it was about it. And they're back together again. Him and her on a different show. They're cops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're
No,
retired cops.
they're retired cops. Yeah. And
And they have a personal security business or something like
so that thing at the mall that just didn't work out for him. Oh, hey John, welcome to the show.
Hey, Joe.
How are you today?
Oh, he's on the phone.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that whole mall thing. I guess
The mall
work
cop?
out.
Yeah, it did.
Right.
They made a second movie.
Yeah, but now he's back on a small screen and he's got a different job. He's no longer at the mall.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
I guess
that-
being a mall cop.
That guy,
is kinda,
that guy Doug, he can't hold a job. That's his problem.
seems like it.
That's probably why she left him for the science guy. But actually, she was in that from a very young age. That whole thing is so. I mean, I read about it when I was young and lived in California. Who knows? I could have got hoodwinked into the whole thing. But the power that they have over people, it's just mind-blowing. I'm sure you know all about it.
It is mind-blowing.
John, are you with us?
I think he's still on the phone.
Okay. 'Cause we do want to
His
talk
phone
here.
just a second ago.
So we went from zone to zone, and then we consolidated at the zone for quite some time, and then we went back down to the zone, then we went back up to the zone, and then we came back down to the zone. So from 11 to 24, that's 13 points. So we have 13 points up just zone to zone, 13 down, didn't quite make it all the way back up, so we'll call that 10, and then 13 back down. And here we sit at the beginning of a radio show inside of a weekly trading zone, or right at it. That has happened before. All right. I know what I didn't open. I didn't open Concierge Trade Alerts. Okay. Oh, how did the class go yesterday?
It went okay. It
Very
went
good.
okay. I got to load it to Vimeo now. I did convert it, and I just got to load it to Vimeo now.
Okay.
But yeah, it was good. It was good.
Campaigns. This chat box is funny. Oh, it just shrunk for some reason. Okay, I can live with that. I don't know what made it change its mind, but I'm glad it did. Okay, view the email. Last night, when we sent out the email, we said to consider selling 27.16. Now, that would be right about there. So down to the zone, that's 5 points. Important prices, important areas are almost always tested. And this would be no different. There's 27.16. It may be coming up to do it again.
Yeah,
we're not
bouncing
doing-
off that zone.
Yep.
That old zone.
It could. No, these are this week's zones.
Oh, they're this week's. Okay.
Yep, I updated them
Yeah,
yesterday.
I see that.
I updated them yesterday because of the holiday.
That's right.
I think that's the reason I gave. So, see, guys, when I see these concierge trade alerts, if you're one of the subscribers, if you have the weekly zones, then your target, I mean, I don't even have to put your target there because you know where it is. I mean, it's just there. And I teach in the one-on-one how to set your stop, how to let the chart tell you where to set your stop. John, are you there? John.
He must still be on the phone.
That's uncomfortable. I'm gonna ring his phone. We gotta get this on the road here. So, tell me something good. What do you got?
What do I have?
So seriously, you live in Dawson's Creek, really?
Lawson's.
Oh,
Lawson's
Lawson's.
Creek.
Well, that's.
We don't live there yet. The plan is to be moved in by next Friday.
Really?
But the closing was last week.
Yeah.
And
Was there a lot of sweating, bagels?
at the closing?
Four-letter words, yeah. You know, sometimes they can get heated.
No,
discussions.
it's weird. It's weird over here. We've had 2 closings in the last month, and they take you in separate rooms, and
You and your lady friend?
fill out paperwork. What's that?
They you put you and your lady friend in different rooms?
No, the buyer and the seller.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't. Well, they're supposed to keep agents are supposed to keep buyers and sellers apart, but at the closing, you'd think.
You'd think you want them in the same room.
I've been to so many of those things. I can't. After the 70s, things got really hazy. But it's clear as a bell now. Okay. All right. I guess I rang John on the telephone, and he must be really busy. So let's just walk through this. If you need to go, I understand. So guys, the email said to sell 2716, and again, just to point it out, price came down to the zone, got back above the trigger, came back down to the zone, and possibly is going to go for a third run. Would that be unusual? Well, we don't have 3 moves every day on every alert, but there have been days on some of the markets like Crude and the S&P where we've had 5+. There was one day I remember S&P triggered like 10 times in between alerts. So on the Dow, I won't go into the tweets. If you want to read about the tweets, they're very exciting, and you can find that at twitter.com/CFRN. When you get there, hit the follow button and come along for the ride. All right. On the Dow, we said to consider selling 24,595. 24,595. That's going to be up here. 24,595. That's really close. I'm just going to leave it alone. And from 595. Yeah. 595. We dropped to 395. Yeah, we'll round it and call it a conservative 200 points. For the uninitiated, at $5 per point, it's $1,000 per contract on the Dow. That's not too shabby. In fact, that's invigorating. Bracing, like Old Spice. On the Russell, we said to consider selling 1645. And if you did it, we hit 1635. Okay, so that's 10 points at $50 a point. $500 per contract. Okay. In Q, looks like a whole lot of sideways stuff. In Q, so 69.65. Well, that was good for about 5 points. Sorry, guys. At $20 a point, I mean, yeah. So you guys stopped out. That's the truth about trading, if that's what happens. By 70.05, that worked out a little better. Got up to 70.23. That's a little over $300 per contract. Okay. Crude oil, this spike here. Michael, if you're still there, do you know anything about this spike? Guess not. Does anybody in the chat room know about the spike? Oh, hang on. Now that this thing, the resolution changed on the chat box, I can actually stretch it back out and see Any questions? Inventories for oil. Oh, that's right, Karen. Thank you so much. That's because, yep, right. I totally forgot that because of the holiday Monday, instead of getting crude inventories yesterday, as we normally do, we got them today. So that is exactly what that's all about. Now, if I'm not mistaken, our daily double on crude was to sell 67.80. Yeah, 67.80 down to 67, which is nice. That's $800 per contract. And then important prices, important areas, it ran right back up there and handed you the same trade again. Gotta love that. We're on the Q contract in gold, and hopefully you are as well. Price can't seem to tear itself away from this 0506 area. We've been hanging out. What's the zone above that? Let's see where the resistance is. 1311 /12. Okay, so now it all makes sense, right? Now we know why price is trapped there. Partners have known about that since well, Tuesday, because of the Monday holiday. Okay, so 1305, 1306, and then the next zone overhead 1311, 1312, and then the highest weekly zone for gold is 1318 /1319. So we've gone from zone to zone to zone, back down to the zone. That was a swing and a miss there. Back down to the zone, back up to the zone. Have I ever mentioned that some of the partners just trade zone to zone? Why? I don't know, because they can, because it's simple. Simple to them. You know, it might not be simple for you. But if you ever want to learn, let me know, and I'll do my best to teach you. Soybeans, we suggested selling 1020. Okay. Well, I hope John's okay. It's not like him to log on and then take off. 6 points. Soybeans pay exactly the same as the S&P. $50 per point, $12.50 per tick. There's 4 ticks in a point. $12.50 times 4 is $50. And so with 6 points times $50 per point, it's $300 per contract available so far. That's what the market made available. We simply provided an entry. The market does all the work, all the heavy lifting. Now, this monthly zone chart, I've shown you that April, okay, worked well, and so far in May, we were running up yesterday. I thought, no, this could be it. I'm gonna get a haircut, but looks like we're gonna close for the month just fine, inside of the zones, like we would expect to do on the weekly trading zones. So these are monthly zones laid out on a daily chart. I have to test a few things, and then we'll fine-tune how we'll utilize this, overlay it perhaps onto the weekly each week, and it should be interesting. Thinking back to the first time that we published the weekly trading zones, December 14th, 2009, it's hard to imagine that 8.5 years have just ripped by, just flown on wings. I mean, But my mother used to tell me, son, the older you get, the faster time goes by. And I thought, oh, you old country woman. And she was right. Mothers are always right, and grandmothers. And I could give you the explanation as to why there is the illusion that time is going faster, but I'll let you Google it. Bart says he made his goal, but different trades. Okay. Inventories were for oil. Who's the sponsor? Oh, who's the sponsor? Joan, the sponsor for the CFRN Trade Across America Summer Tour. We hope will be Daniel's trading. I just need you to go to twitter.com/Daniel's Trading and post that hashtag, and on their Facebook. And if you live in the greater Chicago area, just drop by the office. Put a post-it note on the door. We'll wear them down eventually, and they'll get us that deluxe motor coach, and the party will be on. I really wish I knew if Sean was going to be able to.
I'm here.
Oh, there
I'm
he
here.
is. Yeah, I just was going to say, I was wondering, I wish I knew if you were coming back because, all right, well, I'm glad you did. How are you today?
Yeah. Well, it's a crazy day. I'm not too bad. Thanks. I've been working since about 3 a.m. But we had some good action in gold last night. Fortunately, got out at the top. Looking to buy back in here on this dip, and we actually did buy a dip and then sold it again, and it's coming off a little bit. But the gold stocks are trying to rally. The GOLD, which has been a real dog, has come to life here in the last few days. It's been really, it's been sort of gapping up. After gapping up and down for about a week and driving everybody crazy, it suddenly started gapping up day after day, and it's starting to look very good. And I think that's a very good sign for the gold market, because that's kind of a bellwether for me. And the fact that it was the weakest of all, remember we talked about it recently with Royal Gold being the strongest, Newmont sort of being in the middle, and GOLD being like down in the dumps. That's changing.
Okay, now you're talking about the GOLD, the ETF, correct?
The Rand Gold.
Oh, Rand Gold, that's what you're talking about. Okay,
yeah,
all right. I'm
yeah.
just going to bring up.
Now, also, remember we talked about sugar, about a month ago or 3 weeks ago when it was at about 11.40, 11.30, 11.40. And I said it was a very, very bullish. We got up to 12.85 today. So I think we're in a bull market in sugar now. So it looks
that Rand Gold, that's a nice gap higher open, and it did
sure
some
is.
interesting things with our indicators. So you might be walking into a and I'm sure you've already on the daily. You've probably already looked at this, but what is it, dude? Come on, just want to draw a trend line. Never mind, it's way too complicated. Trend line, trend line. Okay.
Well,
you see what I'm trying to do here. If it wouldn't fight me.
Remember I was also talking about the LABU, which is the pharmaceutical ETF.
Yeah.
Being coming back to life in the last few days. It really jumped dramatically higher this morning. Actually got up to 98 3/4. We sold it up there. Came back down, we bought it, and now it's sort of in the middle. And part of the reason for that, well, CELG is bottoming, as we've talked about. GILD is also looking a little bit better. AGO, which is a cancer stock, is acting very well. It's making new multi-year highs this morning.
Frederick inquired about the JNUG while we're talking gold here for a minute.
Not acting well. Look, if we start breaking out above today's highs, I wouldn't even be too bothered if we closed there today. But if we got a late rally today, I'd be ecstatic, because as I pointed out yesterday, the fact we got up to 1310 last night on the August gold was pretty, was getting close to what we were talking about yesterday, where the monthly, the monthly gold with Doji would go positive, and it would be very, very, potentially the beginning of. And by the way, I was looking at the silver chart yesterday, and the way this silver is acting, it sort of feels to me like it could just suddenly break out and go, and that's something you've got to be very, very ready for. If you squeeze it up, you'll see.
Should I squeeze it or go
what I mean.
weekly?
Well, try going back to 2014 or so. You see the sort of base building you're getting there. You see how another breakout to the upside this time. I mean, look at this thing. Look at the base on it. You know, it could suddenly take off and never look back. And when that happens, it's awfully hard to. I mean, look at it. You know, if you get this, it's sort of. You know, if we start a move to the upside that potentially challenges the previous highs, even at 24, 25, you know, or 20, or in the 20s there, you know, that could be. I mean, you know, the next leg up could be a really big deal, and it feels to me. I mean. Look, the market, they've been trying to break the silver, they haven't been able to break it. We're certainly economically in the cycle, it's probably overdue for a run. And if the Fed raises rates in June, which they're probably going to, it's probably going to trigger a breakout in the gold and silver. And I think it's going to trigger quite a big one. You know, possibly a couple of hundred move. Up $100 move in gold, and maybe a move up in 18, 19 at least in the silver could be it. So, and these are just unbelievably undervalued assets in today's world. Today we've got a very weird market. I actually put a tweet out earlier on. I don't think I've ever seen a day like today, where half the market is getting slammed, i.e. the Dow, the industrials, and the S&P, and part of that is because of these tariffs. And I warned, you know, I had a power outage last night, you know, about 2:30 in the afternoon, unfortunately, and I couldn't take advantage of the rest of the day, which I wanted to in a few issues. But I warned ahead of time to be careful. You know, I actually put a sellout and said, you know, I'm worried about, just like we said yesterday, when you get a very strong day up on the second last day of the month, the last day can be tricky. And I think that's an understatement for today, because it's been a very difficult market to trade, because the NASDAQ is quite strong and the rest of the market is weak. Now, this is a very dangerous potential setup here, because, you know, we with the tariffs, that's a good enough reason to be selling stocks today, at least if they're industrials. But
when I saw the Dow leading to the downside, I remembered you said something yesterday about if the Dow, I think you said if the Dow was leading to the downs, you said something that would really not be good.
Exactly. Well, the fact that the Dow is breaking down is not that bad at the moment, but the risk today is that having gone higher, you know, up as being up 30 or so on the NASDAQ, and now being only up 8, and then threatening to go negative, that's a bad development, because this is a bigger trap today being set than maybe any trap we've seen all year. And the reason I'd say that is because this morning we set new all-time highs in Amazon, Microsoft, Nvidia,
really,
and a few and a few other issues. Intel is making new 17-year highs almost, and a few other issues are acting really well, but they're all coming off their highs now. One of the reasons the market got so excited this morning is there's a you know, and by the way, I looked at this several weeks ago, and I think I put a buyout on it because it's similar to Intercept, right? Mm-hmm. And we actually sold Intercept yesterday, and thank goodness, because it opened down this morning. And there was a press release came out yesterday saying it's sort of a toss-up between Intercept and Madrigal as to who's going to come up with the fatty liver solution, which is a big problem
Right.
for obese
Right.
people in the U.S. And the last time Madrigal went up to more than $400 a share, and so did Intercept. But Intercept came down to about 40, 50, low 50s, and Madrigal came down to about $6 or $7. So, anybody who was brave enough to buy that stock when it was down at $6 or $7 is looking heroic today, because it's trading at about $265 right now. And
What's the symbol again?
MDGL. It opened at about 175.
Whoa.
So this is a huge deal.
That happened in 1 week. Did it happen in one day?
One day, yeah.
There it is on the daily.
Yeah. So this is a huge deal, because this is automatically going to raise the value of pharmaceutical stocks. It hasn't sunk in yet, but it makes people, what's the word? More. They're probably less likely to sell pharmaceutical stocks now.
Well, pharmaceuticals have really gotten a bad rap, and righteously so, for some of them, for this whole epidemic that's sweeping America. But eventually people are going to come back to pharmaceuticals. Why? Because, people want to live longer.
Well, look, they've been
People
in
wanna
a
live
3
healthier.
4 year they've been in a 3 or 4 year bear market now, and the last time when we hit new highs in 2014, the pharmaceuticals looked like they were going to go to the moon, and then they sort of fell apart. They actually went parabolic, and when you go parabolic, it's a kiss of death. So
Well, this is
the
kind of
point
parabolic
is-
looking right here.
Well, I think this is the beginning of the pharmaceuticals going parabolic in the next few months. So
Is this buy the rumor, sell the news, or is the news already out?
No, this is by the news.
Okay.
This is a big deal, but again, you got to be very careful of today.
Oh,
because
this thing
look
could
what's
crash and burn hard if they don't get approval.
Well, that's kind of a ways out of them. Right now, they're getting traction off the tests that just were now published, and that could carry the stock, considerably higher, still. So I would, but the problem is, as we're speaking, the Nasdaq. Look at it; it's still pretty weak. Now, if we have a late rally this afternoon and we start going positive in the Nasdaq again, back up towards plus 30 or back over 7,000, that'll be a big deal. But the difference today is that the mid cap, the soldiers, are getting shot up on the battlefield very, very badly, because the mid cap is giving back pretty much all the gains it made yesterday, and the Russell as well. So,
Exactly.
This is a very dangerous market. You got to really have your wits about you today in terms of not being sucked into one sector or another. And now normally, in a perfect world, the Nasdaq should rally this afternoon, and then that will potentially pull the rest of the markets up. But I'm not sure if they can do that. It's a real toss-up at the moment, and we'll have to see how it plays out. And right now, the breadth is getting worse on the whole market. So it's this could. I mean, if this thing turned into a rout. Which, by the way, Adobe is another stock that made an all-time high today, which is coming off pretty sharply right now. If we suddenly had an accelerated sell-off here and people start bailing on stocks, it could turn into a real rout. So this is how tops are made. They're made on euphoria and expectations, and then they could fall apart. Now. It could be, and remember, around the turn of the month, you often have a kind of what we had yesterday, which is a shakeout, or the day before, a shakeout, and then another, puts in a bottom and we go back up again. That could be what's going to happen later today or into tomorrow, and possibly, early next week before we turn back up, if we're going to, or we could do it today. So we'll just have to play it by ear. But the VIX right now is, it's gone more bullish. It's nothing like as bullish as it was yesterday. So you have to also take that into account and conclude from that, at least, that the fact that the VIX doesn't have the premium in it today speaks a little bit, speaks well of possible recovery later on. But if the VIX starts getting more premium in it, starts going over 37, you definitely want to be more cautious. So another thing that's going, remember I said coffee is poised to the lows are in, and we're going higher. We're breaking out to new highs today. We're 123.7 right now to 123.9. This is a great deal. This is a great trade because it's really going well today. And I maybe just like, remember last October, November got pretty cold in the northern winter earlier than usual, right?
Right. Yeah, sure did.
We're
it was
looking
pretty
at
brutal.
It's November in Brazil right now. Remember that. So we're just coming into November. So there could be an early frost that's got the coffee market going. And by the way, remember we sold the cocoa up near the highs. It's down to 24.60 today. Coffee and cocoa don't go together a lot of the time. They tend to go opposite. So the fact that cocoa's tanking and coffee's soaring is just exactly the way it's supposed to be. The grains, I'd probably buy them right now. The wheat, we did buy the wheat already last night. We sold the grains earlier this morning. I think we put a buy stop back in already. And if we didn't, I'd do it now because they look like they're going to go higher. Unless the market tanks, I'd get out if the market tanks. We're just hitting 124 on a coffee right now. Lumber went limit down yesterday. We put a buy stop just above the limit. Guess what? It rallied up to 6, so it almost went limit up.
Is it normal for lumber to limit up and limit down as often as it has?
No, it's unprecedented actually.
Well, what do you think? What do you think? What's behind it?
Well, as I said yesterday, we got the bounce. Now we've got to sell. It kind of looks like the low end is going to get threatened again. If we go limit down again today, it probably means we're going to go limit down for a few days, because I don't think this limit down move is finished yet. Now, if we go limit down for 3 or 4 days, the lumber might be a really good buy, and it might be ready for a rebound back up at least to 600. And I'm sure there's another run left in lumber before this is over, because don't forget we're getting into the hurricane season, the storm season, and everything. Right. And that can be very positive for lumber. So what else is going on here? By the way, there's an article came out today saying morale is low at Facebook, and I said to myself, and by the way, when I put this article out, we were $10 from an all-time high. We're about $7 from an all-time high now. So I said, if morale is this low at Facebook and we're $7 from an all-time high, stock's going way higher, because when the stock hits all-time highs, there's going to be a lot of high-fiving, and I think morale will be restored almost instantaneously.
It's interesting that they're doing so well amidst all the heat, if you will.
Exactly. As a matter of fact, we're just at 192.5 right now, and I think the all-time high is about 195.5. So we're literally only $5 away.
When that thing went public, I wrote an article for Motley Fool, and I predicted the bottom at $12, and it fell to 18. And I said in the article, I pray it doesn't do this because it's going to hurt a lot of people, but this is what I see, and it fell to 18.
Well, I tell you what, the Uber came out today and said they're going to go public in 2019. That's probably going to be a repeat of the Facebook short, which, remember, when Facebook went public, remember when Facebook went public, it wasn't exactly making money. I think it was just... It was
public, right? It went public right here, and it was in the $30 to $40 range.
40, but it went, because I remember we sold it at 40 and we bought it back at 18. And we did an incredible job on Facebook, and nice. But I think the Uber will probably go public at the highs, and it's probably an incredible sell, because I think Uber is a biggest house of cards on the face of the earth, and it may go down, like Facebook, and probably find a bottom, and maybe by then it might actually start to be profitable. But right now Uber is losing billions of dollars, and it's going to take quite a while before it can and Uber going public could be a little bit like Alibaba, because remember, Alibaba went public with a lot of enthusiasm, then it had a big sell-off, and then it made a bottom and went way higher. And the best of them all best example probably of all of these was Baidu, which went public with a lot of enthusiasm, and then it went into a free fall and went down to very low numbers, and then took off, and it's been an unbelievable story since then. I think it's gone up about 40 or 50 times off the lows, Baidu. So it seems to be, it's almost a theme. If you go back and look at Microsoft and Dell, and even probably the only one that didn't really sell off after going public was Google. Google pretty much went up from the lows and never looked back. So, and incidentally, Google is very strong today, had a huge run up, and it's actually turning positive right now. So the markets are actually getting a bit of traction here. And they're starting to look like they're going to rally here. Actually, I'd put a buyout right here on the markets right now. So just a second. They're going to definitely look like they're going to turn. And Google is one of the reasons Google's up today is because GM got a $4 billion investment in their automatic driving Crude.
This Waymo technology.
Well, the Waymo is the beneficiary. So automatically overnight, Waymo has become more value. It's probably added about probably more like $10 billion to Waymo's value. So Google is going up on that news. And the rest of all of them, Microsoft hitting, Microsoft just under 100. What happens when the stock sort of gets up towards 100? It's probably going to gap up through 100. And Boeing is down a little bit today because of the tariffs. So it's a pretty amazing day today.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And last night, boys, like watching paint dry for a while. I hung in there, and we had some good tweets, and they worked out fine for everybody that hung in there. And of course, the alerts went extremely well. So, I'm happy with this market. I mean, I don't know that we've had extended fair weather trading conditions for quite some time. We really have.
Yeah, and look, we might stumble here for a few days.
That's the beauty of futures. I mean, it's so easy to
coming off again now,
it's so easy to switch horses in the middle of the stream.
I think we might have to reverse what I just said.
Well, that's that 27-10-11. That's a weekly zone, and so that may continue to be good support.
The problem with the S&P is it's a lot weaker than I was going off the Nasdaq, but the Nasdaq it looks like it just tested 7,000 and came off again. So
did it really?
So I think they did get a little bit of an improvement in the breadth, but maybe not enough. We'll see. Maybe it will be all right, because usually when you see these things, there's always a little scare, and then it goes the right way. So let's see. But the problem is the S&P is acting a bit heavy, and
if we drop below 2706, then we're going to go another 5 points, I would suspect, down to 2701.
Yeah, and that breaking 27 as well, and also that zone that you've got there where it's at right now.
Yeah, that's been good support. Now, this is the lowest weekly zone right here, 69.70. Is it possible that we could hit that tomorrow? Well, we don't expect price to hit the highest or the lowest, but we don't expect it to go any higher or any lower. And yeah, I suppose if things don't go well this afternoon, is there any big news tomorrow?
I think there's some economic news coming out. So
Okay.
this is the sort of thing that could turn the market on a dime.
Yeah.
So you have to be ready for that.
All right.
Yeah. So Trump put these tariffs on today to Mexico and Europe, and he's getting some flack for that. Unfortunately, as I've said before, every time Trump sort of gets up towards the 50% plus,
Yeah.
he either says something, something happens to knock him back down, and it's kind of crazy because every time he just gets up there, But as I said also, in the real picture that probably a lot of people aren't considering is when it actually comes to voting and people get in there and make their decision, they probably don't remember all these things that happen every day anyway. And secondly, they've got that kind of extra 10% of support out there. I mean, look, do you hear about this Reverend Farrakhan? He's turned bullish on Trump now.
Bullish on Sunday. He preached the sermon on death to the white man. The white man's got to go.
I don't know about that.
You're talking about Louis Farrakhan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I read the article.
He said he was applauding Trump for attacking the Justice Department, the FBI, and shaking them up and all that. He says we've never had any justice from them, so he kind of I thought it was a good term that he used. But the fact that listen, these looks just like Kim Kardashian. She's got 60 million followers.
Her sister gets paid $50,000 a tweet. If you can talk her into mentioning your name or your product or your service or whatever, 50 grand for a tweet.
Yeah. They got a lot of power, and they can turn a lot of people. I mean, Farrakhan for sure. It's just like look. First of all, it was Kanye
West, yeah.
Right. I mean, the black pop. Trump's support jumped from 11 to 22% in one day with the black population. And then Kim coming out, she was a bit against it initially. Now she's kind of, wants to get her thing done, and a very good cause, I might add. It looks like Trump's pardoning a few other people just to sort of probably slot her in along with it. She's probably going to get turn a lot of people more positive towards Trump, and the economy is going gangbusters.
Yeah.
So
these Kardashians, their birth father was one of OJ's attorneys.
Right.
Correct. Okay. Yeah.
It's unfortunately,
we never talk. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, it's sad that their father didn't live to see the incredible.
Well, it's also it's also sad
to
see that Bruce Jenner got Woman of the Year last year.
Who did?
Bruce Jenner, the stepfather to these kids. Yeah, he became a woman.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, he got some award. I don't know if it was Time Magazine. I think they did a Man of the Year, but somebody. Yeah, I don't know. It's so bizarre. I don't even want to go there.
Yeah.
I've never brought it up on the show, I don't think. All right, anything else you want to cover?
No, it's, you got to give them, the Kardashians. It's Kim is not even the richest now. It's
the younger one.
Yeah.
She's the one that I read the article about. She's getting paid $50,000 per tweet.
No, she's worth about 400 million or some staggering number.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if she puts out a tweet for your company, if she mentions your company in a tweet, the cost, is like $50,000.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's good work if you can get it.
Yeah. So, well, listen. Thanks for the time. And
hey, thank you. Enjoyed it as always, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Much obliged. Thanks.
Okay. Bye bye. Okay, guys, and with that, I gotta fix John's mic. Hang on. Where'd it go? There it is. Hashtag CFRN Trade Across America Summer Tour. Chant it with me. No, I'm kidding. Tonight's Partners Workshop. Partners, I'll see you there. Email your questions ahead if you want. Also, if you've been on the trial in the live training room and you want to become a partner so that you can be in that Partners Workshop tonight, get a hold of Michael, 949-423-6464. That's 949-42-EMINI. All right. He sent you an email already this week. Perhaps you've acted on that. If you haven't, go ahead. If you can't find the email or didn't get the email, support@cfrn.net. We'll shoot it back out to you, and you can take care of business, and we'll see you in the workshop tonight. All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Whoever you are, wherever you are, God continue to richly bless you with His mercy and with His grace. And I'll see you at the bell.
Remember this, there is no greater return on investment than to see a human life changed and given hope. As always, pray hard and trade safe. Any financial information discussed on this show is simply the opinion of our host, Dwayne Reeves, his co-hosts, and guests. To learn more about trading Emini Futures or to take a 1-week free trial in our live trading room, call 1-866-928-3310. 866-928-3310. Information discussed on this radio program should not be construed as a recommendation to buy or sell any security. Always do your own due diligence and consult with a licensed securities broker or financial planner before making any investment decision.